Hi guys, I am coming to you with a series of tumbling basics. We're going to be working on things like our rolls, our handstands, our cartwheels, and so on and so forth. I'm going to be giving you tips, tricks, and drills to practice while you are at home in order to master those things. So we're going to be using things like the wall and the couch in order to do that. So make sure before you start doing handstands against the wall that you're asking permission to do those things. Another thing to keep in mind is that you have plenty of space. You do not want to kick over something or knock a hole in the wall or do anything crazy like that while you are trying to practice, so make sure you are keeping your space. Another thing to keep in mind is that you might want to get out a mat if you're lucky enough to have one, or some blankets or pillows or carpet, or you can go outside in the front lawn and do that, but make sure you're staying safe and smart about it. So without further ado, let's get started. I am so excited, you guys. In this video, we are talking about stand-up backbends and some tips and tricks that can help us master that. So a stand-up backbend, just to clarify, is when you are standing up, boom, and you fall into your backbend. This is different from your push-up backbend, which is what we had talked about in a previous video, where we are laying down and pushing up into that backbend, right? We want to get our stand-up backbend. What comes after that is our kickover, right? Our backbend kickover. From there, you would do a back walkover, where we start with our foot in front, and then progress to a back handspring. So this is important stepping stone in order to get that back handspring. One thing that you can do is against the wall. I'm going to show you that. It's walking down. It's a really good stretch. So when I'm over here practicing against the wall, I'm starting with my back towards the wall. I'm facing away from the wall. I'm putting my arms up. I'm going back, put my hands on the wall, and I'm walking my hands down the wall until I get to my backbend. I can also walk back up, just like this. And as you feel more comfortable, you can kind of step forward and go back to the wall, right? So that way I'm getting comfortable going backwards without having to go all the way to the ground. So even just, again, starting away from the wall, going back to here, boom, and coming back up. That'll help you kind of gain that confidence and going backwards. And then again, another exercise is the first one that I did, which is walking your hands down the mat. That's going to help you stretch your back out and again, gain confidence. So it's all about arm muscles and confidence. That's the main things that you need to master this stand-up backbend. So here are a couple more tips I got for you. Another thing that you can do is do the stand-up backbend on your knees, essentially. So you're starting on your knees, your legs apart. You could even get you like a pillow, like a pile of pillows down here, and your arms are up. You're falling back, touching, and coming back up, right? That's also going to help you come up from your backbend. So doing it from the ground is a little less scary, because I know a lot of the times in our backbend, the issue is that it freaks us out, right? We get into our heads a little bit too much, and that's what makes it scary. So doing it on your knees is a good way to teach yourself that it's okay to go backwards, right? You can do it with some pillows down here so you don't get hurt. And if you really wanted to and you had someone that could, maybe they could spot you and help you out. But again, you're just following your fingertips, going back, touching, and coming back up. Now that's a lot of back stretch. Like for me, as you could see, my arms were really far out, because when your legs are here, you're having to stretch your back a little more, so it does make it a little more difficult where that's concerned, but that's only going to improve your backbend even more. So that's a good one, and the wall stretch is a good one. Another thing that you could do is do your stand-up backbend onto like a couch or something. I'm going to grab a mat. That's what I was looking for. So if you're feeling confident with what we have so far, you can do your stand-up backbend onto like a couch or the bed, or maybe even like a mattress, an air mattress, or like a tower of pillows. The pillows option doesn't sound too safe. But, and again, you could have someone spot you if you're lucky enough to have someone around, but be careful when you just reach back, try to touch, and then come back up. Obviously, you don't want to bop your noggin like I just did, keeping your arms nice and strong. Again, this is more so to help you feel comfortable with going backwards, right? So you're going back, woo, and coming back up. Yeah? Another thing you could do if you're lucky enough to like have a hill outside and you're ready to go for it, Maybe you have a spot, you can do it up the hill. That's going to help you because your hands are going to, the ground is closer than it would be if you were going straight on the floor. Does that make sense? I feel like it does, but the way I said it didn't make too much sense. But when you're doing it on the hill like that, your hands are going to reach before they would if you weren't on the hill. Hopefully it makes a little sense. So those 3 things are really good to master your stand-up backbend. Otherwise, it's really just spotting and practicing and gaining that confidence. But make sure you have a solid push-up backbend before you start working on your stand-up backbend. You want to be able to hold your own weight. You want to be able to hold that backbend nice and strong before you do it from standing up, right? Another thing to keep in mind when you're doing your push-up backbend is to push your hips forward, right? When you go back, you don't want to sit back, because if you sit back, you're going to fall back, right? So as you go forward, you want to look at your fingertips. So watch your fingertips the entire time and push your hips forward. So I'm watching my fingertips, I'm pushing my hips forward, and I'm keeping my arms nice and strong as I land. Those are the 2 most important things. So I always say, look at your fingertips. I like to put my hands like this when I go back, just because it's, I don't know, it's a good place to put your hands, right? And you're watching your fingertips so your head follows back. Again, pushing those hips forward the entire time. Besides those things, that's really all I got for you today. Just practice, practice, practice. Do the backbend against the wall. That's your best bet if you don't have a spot. If you do have a spot, do it on your knees. Even if you don't have a spot, you can do it on your knees, but just make sure that you feel comfortable, right? Use those strong arms. Keep practicing. Good luck to you. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped you in getting your stand-up backbend. And if you haven't already, check out my last video about how to master a handstand. Bye, guys.